So I'm on the second blind bear hunt of the season, and it's wet and nasty like a son of a gun today. Just made me a hot cup of java, so I figured there's no time like the present to tell you the story of the last time. So, go in, we fly, get landed into what's called Glacier Creek. Let me move the steam out of my face. Get camp. I got about 3 trips. I got to hump it a half a mile in, back and forth. Not that bad. So get camp set up, get the client in, spend the night, boom. Fourth day we can hunt. Can't hunt and fly at the same day, so you gotta wait till the following day. So we wait till the following day, we can hunt now. We get up, we see a couple little bears, a 9-footer, and then towards the evening, about 9 o'clock, we see this big 10-footer start coming down the mountain, and it's not getting dark until 11:30 at this point. So it starts coming down the mountain, but we can start to see that something looks off. His butt looks really rubbed, and his back might be rubbed. So we start looking at it like, oh dang, he don't look too hot. Well, anyways, when we first see him, he's about 1,700 yards away. I got my little Leicas doing, trying to run him. I can pop him wherever. All said and done, he ends up coming 50 yards away. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So he's coming through, see him coming across, he gets the flat ground. He's hopping through the grassy flats, he crosses the river. You're gonna see him, boom, boom. He's walking like a son of a, he's a big bear. I'm like, dang, he's big. At this point, we haven't been able to see his back. Since he got off the mountain, he just, boom. All we can see is his front face, his shoulders, and that's it. And he's a big, big bear. So he comes on along, and we're looking at him, and he's like, oh, that's a big bear, we might want to shoot him. But then he turns to the side, and I can see what looks like skin on his back. I'm like, oh crap. That means he's rubbed. It's not a very good pelt, not a very good animal to take home. Comes on, boom, 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 boom. He's at 150 yards grazing grass. We up there, we set up, we could take him anytime we wanted to. But he's rubbed from the hump all the way down the ass, down through his legs. And we're looking like, oh, this is a 10-foot plus bear. But if we shoot him, you do a full mount on that, it's not gonna look good. So we're like, ah. Well, anyways, he keeps coming, moseying closer, and the wind's blowing like this, and the bear's right here, and we are right here. So eventually he's gonna hit our scent. Well, the client's sitting there, like, glassing him. He's really getting into the moment. Kind of a spiritual thing, the bear hunt. So he moves a little bit closer. I'm looking at him like, your gun's right there. And he's moving right here. He's just locked on that bear. So I'm like, well, he's got balls of steel. I'm like, wow. A little bit crazy, but balls of steel. So I grabbed my gun. At this point, I quit recording. I'm trying to get footage of the bear through my bino. I quit recording, put my phone down, and I picked my rifle up because if we back out of there, he's going to hear us and spook, and who knows what he's going to do. He'll probably run at us because he's a big, dominant bear, and if he hears a crack, 1, he's going to think it's another bull and come try to kick our asses, or 2, he's going to think we're sow, and we don't want him thinking we're sow, trust me. So we stay where we're at. The client's about 10 yards to the front, to the right. So I quietly move about 10 yards to the left. So when that bear catches our wind, hopefully he does what we want him to do and he just takes off, because we don't want to shoot him. He's not a pretty bear. He's all gone. He's blonde, so he's beautiful. If he was full coat, what a trophy. But no. So we move out like that, and the client's here, I'm here, and he's moving close. He's about 50 yards away, and all of a sudden he just puts his nose, and then he knows that we're right there because the bear's nose is insane. So he goes, wow, smacks the ground and does a little bluff charge, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm up on my gun. Like, if he starts running, he's gonna be on top of us. 50 yards is 3 seconds for him, if that faster, probably faster. So I'm up, getting ready. He stops and then turns around and books it. Thank God, I did not want to DOP that bear. The client didn't have his gun on him, so it would have It would have been interesting, but thank God he just, boom, books it out of there. So that was pretty exciting. Now it's like 11:20, so it's about to get dark. So it's time to pack up our crap and get back into the camp. So that's what we do. We pack up our crap and we get back into the camp. We get out and we hunt the next day. We see a sow and 2 little cubs and then an 8-footer that we don't want to kill. And that's pretty much all that happens the second day. Not too much. And then the third day, again, not seeing too much. So the client's starting to get worried. I'm starting to get worried. You got, questioning in the back of your head. Should we shot that bear? Should we not have? Did we make the right choice? What's happening? So anyways, we decided to give that spot a rest, and we go for a hike along the coast, and we hike about 4 miles, just checking out, glassing, seeing what we can see, seeing what happens. Nothing really happens. It's kind of wet and rainy, but yeah, we grind that day. No, it's the following day that the bear comes in the camp. Disregard what I just said. Disregard it. So we do a little hike. Boom, come back. Seen a couple of small bears, a sow, but nothing. Nothing to shoot on the third day. The fourth day, it's raining like a son of a gun. Not very nice. So we kind of hiding from the conditions in tent, kind of like today. And I'm sitting there in my tent, and I'm writing in my book like most days. This, and all of a sudden I hear cling, cling. I'm like, what the hell? Because I'm in here making coffee where I'm writing, so me and the client can have some coffee. The client's in the tent about 15 yards to the south of me. So I'm like, hey, are you looking for the water? Because I'm making coffee with the water, and I figure maybe he's thirsty and he's digging through the stuff trying to find it. And all of a sudden I hear, no, from inside his tent. Like, I just heard a clink from like 3 yards outside my tent. I'm like, I must be imagining things. And all of a sudden I hear clink. I'm like,